Yes, it's great that you are here today for this very, very special restoration project. This is an old GDR scooter. Those of you who are a bit older, in quotes, may remember and might have used something like this during your childhood. There were also versions with a rear storage compartment and various accessories. I secured this part from eBay Classifieds, and I want to make it nice again for my daughter. We'll see how much we can salvage from the vehicle, because the grips are already a bit brittle on both sides, and the part here in the front is a bit loose, as well as certain spaces here. We'll see how much we can save in the end. The whole thing will be repainted as well. My daughter mentioned violet, of course in metallic, but she doesn't know that she's getting it. She's 4.5 years old and also doesn't know that I'm filming this video right now, and she doesn't watch the videos. So in the end, it will also be a surprise for her. Still, I can already title it like this in the video. And you already have a bit of an insight into how things are progressing here. The whole thing is in a kind of green. I can't tell you whether it's original or not. So if you have ever owned one of these and raced around with it, feel free to write it in the comments. So overall, in terms of the structure, you have a front brake that simply presses a rubber block against the tread. And here at the back, you have another rear brake where the metal piece also presses against the profile. Not very beneficial for... The tires have held up well so far, and we will pump them up properly. Again, they are still in a condition that I actually want to continue using them. But of course, in terms of paint, it's really worn out, so logically, the thing feels ancient. We might replace the grips, or put something a bit softer on them that provides a better grip for children's hands. The brake will just be made nice again too. So here are the chrome handlebars. Let's try to restore them with chrome polish. And that's why I thought to myself, okay, it is a bit of a DIY project, but for some fans, it could also be a fun little project. I'm not sure yet about the seat here with the plastic cover. I don't know if I might put some fabric over it, or if I should leave it original. In terms of sitting, there are more comfortable options, but yes, I actually want to keep the original look, but we need to see how this part is in its condition. And you can see it here as well. We need to clean it a bit. It looks very nice and white at first glance, but there are a lot of stains in it. And look at the footboard. Of course, over the years, the kids have gone through puddles with their rubber boots, and all the dirt has settled into the grooves here. We need to see how it looks after the cleaning and whether I might further process or beautify it, or if I should apply a protective layer depending on the situation. Now we're going over to my little mini hobby workshop, and we're going to take the part apart as much as we need to so that we can clean the pieces, like the handlebars. Here, the seat, and also the footboard. We need to get those out, or at least remove the surrounding parts. I don't want to bend the frame here. I don't know if it can hold up over time like this. Otherwise, we could actually pull it back. It should work once we have disassembled it and also taken off the rear brake. Let's take a look. Let's go over there. Have fun. And here are a few insights from the disassembly for you. I didn't film every single screw for you. First, I removed the seat at the top, which can be adjusted in 3 height levels. It worked very well. My daughter is still on the lowest setting, which means the scooter grows with her. Then I removed the seat surface in detail again, and afterwards, as you can see here, it was a bit dirty, so I went over it briefly with a cleaner, but the further disassembly actually went quite smoothly. That's the advantage of these so-called older items. There aren't many screws, it just holds together, works, and even after all these years, it can be easily taken apart. Yes, in the end, it was disassembled into its individual parts. We will definitely renew the grips as well. Let's move on to the cleaning. So, here we have the germ completely sitting on it, and I'm going to go over it here with a bit of rim cleaner. We also have some grease residues and everything that goes with it. You can actually work with alkaline APCs, as we don't have much brake dust on it right now. But you can also see a wheel cleaner nicely here. Look how well it loosens. It not only looks good for the iron particles, but also really thoroughly cleans these metal surfaces. And look here. In some places, it even makes a bit of an impact. Because I want to repaint the rim like this afterwards. And that's why a quick wash is actually enough. It wouldn't be with sandpaper if I were to roughen it up here. Then go completely over the dirt. So this is enough here. Look, there's even a bit of color change included. Very good. Well, that looks good. Yes, you can clearly see here that the rim has really suffered. It's quite obvious. So it will definitely be useful to sand this down a bit.
and just repaint it nicely. And then it works very, very well. I have the after state here, and I have the before state here. So, this can be done quickly. I also want to take out the axle again because I hear a slight sandy rubbing sound, and it should be done nicely as well. And there we can already see the reason why everything is rubbing so much. It's completely contaminated. Clean it up and then re-grease it. Now it's running much smoother. The rubbing is gone. We are reassembling the axle. Then we can also take care of the second tire. Here with the second one, you can hear it very clearly. It really sounds like it's painting and so on. So let's just do this here as well. Oh crap. You can really hear it. There's sand in the axle area again. Here you have the ball bearing, and as mentioned, clean it well. Also, check inside to make sure there are no small stones among the little balls. Everything looks quite good. For the age, and then apply grease, again, so that it simply works again. It lasts a couple of years. So far, everything is completely robust. A very nice thing. Let's take a look at it. How much can actually be removed with water here? That's the first thing I'm interested in, because the surface must be really, oh God, it's been baked on here for decades. We can solve a little bit here, but where it has really eaten into the plastic, nothing happens. That's why we're going to use the Doctor WAC Intensive Cleaner. I just want to really test what it can do here. And then we just go over it with a scrub pad here. I think you could also use a cordless screwdriver and a brush here. You should just see how much it can still get out of the grooves. Okay, wow. I wouldn't have thought that. Of course, we also have damaged material here. That's logical. So it won't be snow white anymore. Here it's true. The material isn't attacked, but we can go over it a bit. So the surface will definitely be cleaned up again. But we clearly won't be able to restore the damaged material to like new condition. Every time the feet were on here, there was mud, pebbles, gravel, and where the kitties rushed over it. Meh. Just go over it once, but I think we will just stick some kind of rubber grip on it, and when my daughter stands on it with her feet, it should provide a good grip, and we will do it in black. That means we no longer have that surface, but you can still get things clean to a certain extent. However, when the material is that old, it eventually reaches a point of no return. So that works absolutely fine. Next, let's take a look at the metallic surfaces. And here we can already see that we can save a bit with chrome aluminum polish. I have here the chrome plus aluminum paste from Sonax. And we don't want a new vehicle. We just want to bring the appearance to a more reasonable level. And if we take a look at this, we can already see that it is quite dull and has a few rusty spots on it. So, let's just take a used microfiber cloth and wipe it down really well. Of course, everything can be made much nicer, much more professional, but I think here, this already looks really good. And even here in these areas, you can go over it again. You can see how well this takes it off, so very nice. You can also do this with a machine, but I am currently using the conventional method with aluchrome paste. So, it is clean and restored again. Let's check the other side to see if that is sufficient. I think we need to do a bit more. No, that won't do it. We definitely need to apply a bit more effort. I always use these very old cloths for that. And then we just go over it again. That's what disappears in the housing, the height adjustments. But it looks really nice like this, especially when the seat is back on. So folks, this little project is now complete. I tried to present it to you briefly and compactly. A few cleaning actions, a bit of refreshing. Also, a new coat of paint is on now. The vehicle has already been put to good use here. The new grip surface is already a bit dirty, but that's how it is. The part is being used. I hope my child has fun with it in the coming weeks and months, or maybe even years, until he eventually outgrows it, and then I will sell it again. I also renewed the grips a bit. I left the seat up here because it's just something nostalgic, and it fits well in terms of grip. Everything in purple metallic or violet metallic. Then again, with the silver decorative stripes here on the fenders, and also a few details here. But this can definitely stay like this now. The rims were also cleaned again, the tires were cleaned, everything was reassembled neatly, and it works very well again both in front of and behind the brake. Thank you for watching, everyone. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, let's move on to the next scooter trip. Until then, folks, bye.